Funding for Greater Chattanooga is provided by EPB Fiber Optics and Kelly Subaru.
Oops.
That's alright.
I'm just trying to
If you can talk and play this, we might have to add both hands.
My dad was a trumpet player, and so it was one of those like, well, my dad did it, so I'm gonna do it. So I joined the band because it was a really small town, really small band, and they were like, we need this instrument. And I was like, well, that's cool, I'll learn how to play that. So by the time I got to college, I could play pretty much any wind instrument that I could pick up.
Remember your sharps. Why don't you like the snapping?
I don't know what else to tell you, man.
Is it because you're hypersensitive or just because you're grumpy today?
Because both.
Because both.
I ended up going to school for nursing and got to the part where we practiced like doing injections on an orange and passed out because I don't do needles apparently. So I was kind of lost after that, and it was actually in one of my intro to nursing classes that they were talking about other professionals that you might meet, and it was music therapists.
Hello to Margaret Isaac, hello to Isaac, hello to Margaret Isaac, how are you today? How are you today? What is it? Isaac is happy. Isaac is happy. Isaac's feeling happy.
Isaac is 5 years old. He is moderately autistic. When we started a year ago, Isaac didn't answer questions. He'd just kind of walk around his own world. And I thought that maybe it would help bring out some of his abilities that weren't being tapped into. I was not honestly expecting it to help his speech as much as it has.
Baby beluga in the deep blue sea, swim so wild and you swim so good.
His school teachers told me he's really smart, and I knew he was, but accessing his abilities is something that music therapy gave us.
Music therapy is using music to address non-musical goals.
Piano.
Almost all of my clients, we work on learning an instrument. We take time and we learn how to read music, but I don't care if my clients can play the guitar or the piano. What I'm looking for is, are you using your fingers independently? Like, are we having fine motor movement? How long of an attention span can we work on? Can we build on that attention span?
Good job. Time for
Drum.
drum!
The drum is almost always the first thing that I do with all of my kids. They think, cool, I'm just hanging out playing the drum, and I'm looking at, okay, you're playing the drum, but you're also listening to me. We're engaging together, you're making eye contact, you're following directions, you're learning about opposites, you're meeting your sensory needs, like all of these things, and they're just like, I'm playing the drum, like that's all I'm doing.
It looks like we're singing, we're playing instruments, we're having a lot of fun. And really, it's so much more than that. Every music therapist that is working with a client is doing everything in a very intentional and purposeful way. There is a vast pool of evidence-based interventions that are supported by the research literature, so proof that they are very effective to be able to work with all of the different populations that we serve. What really dictates that is their age, their diagnosis, and their goals. And so if you're working with an adult who loves like 60s, 70s rock, so we're decreasing pain, increasing relaxation, we're gonna use the music to do that. We should not have to use a single verbalization to make that happen. And so you have to be able to turn a rock song into a lullaby. That's the goal. So that involves finger picking. All right, so let's select a finger picking pattern from our book. Currently, we are in the second semester of the new undergraduate music therapy degree program here at UTC. We currently have 11 students enrolled in the program. You may have an area that you're really interested in or an area that you want to specialize in, but you're trained as a generalist. So you get that experience working with all those vast variety of populations that we serve from the beginning of life to the end of life, all ages, all abilities. That way, when you're that entry-level professional looking for that first job as a music therapist, you can go out there and work with any population. All right, so think of a topic. Just in your head, think of a topic. And that's what I want you to improvise on.
I guess I'll go.
All right, on the count of 4, Kennedy is gonna improv. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I got 5 pigs, and they're not the normal type. They're the guinea pig type, and it wasn't right. I thought I had 2, but then I got 5, 'cause there weren't 2 boys, there were a boy and a girl.
Oh, nice.
That's good.
See, it's amazing what you can turn into a song, right?
Specifically the music therapy classes, we learn the why, how, when, where, all of those things about music therapy. You also take all of the main music classes, music theory, aural skills, just like any other music major, and then an intense 1,200-hour clinical internship. Then we have to sit for a board certification test to be board certified to actually practice music therapy. Eventually, I want to have my own private practice in Chattanooga. There isn't one in this area, and so I think it's needed here.
There's just really the music therapist over at UTC and Nicole and myself practicing here right now as far as the actual board certified music therapists in the area, and then all the students in training over at UTC, so hopefully more soon.
In Wisconsin, while I was in school, I was accessing probably 15 different community placements. We worked in, I think, 6 different schools in the city. We worked in nursing homes and hospitals, and it's huge. They're like state-run mental health has a music therapist.
Belmont University, just up the road in Nashville, offers an undergraduate degree in music therapy. Now, of course, they're a private institution, but they are fairly new still. They're in their 6th year of their program. And now there's music therapists everywhere in Middle Tennessee. And I'm hoping that the same thing happens here in Chattanooga.
I would love to see it if music therapy was more widely available. In a year, it's insane. We have been so blessed. He answers questions, he'll help me get things, and while he still has a lot of things he can't tell me, it's amazing when I say, "Bye, Isaac, I'll see you, I love you." He says, "Love you, Mama." And that has made a huge difference. It gives us more of a relationship.
We are